Thank you, Kristen. Um, Thank you. And hi, Irby. We've got a really nice topic to dive into tonight. There is no world, seek not outside yourself. What does it mean? How is that practical? Uh, I have a feeling we'll do some sharing and then we'll be having lots of questions and answers, Q&A coming because it should be very interactive tonight.
Yeah, it feels very, very exciting, this topic. And yes, and for me, it's practice and practice even whatever guidance that is coming moment on moment. Even now, when you say, oh, probably that could be more helpful if both of us talking in English instead to consecutive, say, okay, long time that I don't make any session in English, but I will trust and I will jump to whatever thing is coming. But I feel that this is some of the things that share with us today, Andy and Pete, is trust moment and moment what is given, what is coming, because this is the way to live as if there is no war. Because in that moment we could say, yes, it's everything that is coming to my mind is for discover more deep and trust that now we will walking in this world with the Holy Spirit and trust that He will guide us moment to moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, if any of us had picked up a book and in that book was a sentence, there is no world exclamation point. I mean, I have to say, look, I've read thousands of books, thousands, but The Course was the first book that had that sentence with an exclamation point after it. There is no world exclamation point. And so that in itself is huge because Jesus is saying something that nobody dared to speak. It's just not found in books and writing. It's almost like what did he say? Because it's so huge. But then for me, what was more amazing than the sentence itself, there is no world exclamation point, was what followed was he said, this is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. So he didn't just throw the sentence in there and just leave it hanging. He said, this is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. So he goes on to say, not everyone is ready to learn it, and they will go and come again to learn it, or they may step back a while. So he's kind of hinting at kind of like a reincarnation thing, like if you're not ready to learn there is no world, then you might step back for a while, or you might go and come again. So he's covering a lot in that lesson, but I have to say we've got a lot to unpack in this session tonight, because if you take it at face value, then you could say we seem to have believed in ego thinking, fantasy thinking, and we seem to be hallucinating something that's not even there. So if we just start off there, that is huge.
Yeah, that is very beautiful and powerful, because one of the things that we talk a little bit is the belief that is someone outside to us, the belief that I need to correct someone, or I need to do something for someone. That in that perception is the fear, because is all the world, all the constructor is coming to my mind. The movie Hypnotic, Jose, all the world is a constructor, that we believe in the constructor. But Jose Hypnotic in the movie Hypnotic say, look more close, look closer. Because if you look closer, you could see that it's only a one constructor. And in that moment, you could see you are beyond to the law of the world. You really are. You really need to remember that you are not this personal identity, because only in the moment, and it's no different one. It's part of the play game to the world. It's part of the play game to the construct. But really, we want to remember that. And for that is the powerful to the practice. This is a practice every day, every moment, every second. So because it's only in that way that we start to remember and say, yes, always when I judge someone outside to me and one person or when I try to correct someone outside to me, it's because I perceive that I am attacked for someone. And in that moment, I feel, okay, I again in the game, ego game. And one beautiful thing that came to my mind is the levels of mind is so powerful for that, because the levels of mind guide us. Okay, this is your belief, but we could go more deep and more deep and more deep and see what really is the belief beyond to this belief, because that belief is the painful, the cause or painful. It's not the word, it's the belief that we have about the world or about the person. So for that is the beautiful to we have my companions, because it's or my companions are all salvators that help to us to come and returning. Yes, everyone that is here is here in this moment to help me for came to the truth. If I not judge anyone, I could see that everyone is a gift for me. It's a gift for coming to the truth in my mind. And we talking to a little bit one part of the course, one chapter that is seek not outside yourself. Is very close with the topic that we will talk all this weekend. Because the invitation is always come back, take the responsibility to your state of mind. If you judge something outside to you, is because you believe in the ego, you believe in the word. So in that moment, it's like it's the level confusion that came to us.
Yeah, and even when people read that statement, seek not outside yourself, they tend to think, okay, I'm just going to have to sit in a lotus position then, and okay, forget all my goals, forget all my travels, forget all my discoveries in the world and my explorations. He said, seek not outside yourself, but he's not talking about the body self, the person self, because he says in the Course, the body is outside you, but it seems to surround you, shutting you off from others. So even the body itself, which seems to be an observer of a world through five senses, that self is not real either. And so he's teaching us little by little what he meant by the kingdom of heaven is within. He's talking about it being within our mind, and he's teaching us that anytime we make anything personal, anytime we try to believe that anything of the fragmented images exists in and of themselves, uh, a finger is not a finger, a wall is not a wall, a person is not a person, an ocean is not an ocean, a star is not a star. He's teaching us that when we believe in a fragmented world, we are hallucinating something that God didn't create and God doesn't even know about. And therefore, when we feel guilty, sad, angry, full of shame, any emotions that we're feeling that are upsetting are part of this fragmented perception. And so there's a word, perception. He's just basically saying that everything that we perceive through our five senses is a perceptual world. It's perception. But then he starts talking about the Holy Spirit. He starts talking about right-minded perception as opposed to wrong-minded perception. He starts talking about really, he's describing holistic perception, seeing the big picture, seeing everything as if it's just one dream, not a bunch of pieces, but it's just one dream and there's just one dreamer. And he's teaching us that if we hold a purpose in mind of forgiveness instead of uh, hatred, instead of all of the personal desires and things that hold this fragmented world in place, then we'll see a holistic world. And you and I were talking about two workbook lessons today. Lessons 128, the world I see holds nothing that I want. And then lesson 129, beyond this world is a world I want. And I think before we can even begin to approach there is no world, we have to start to realize that I think lesson 129 has a lot of keys in it because he's saying, you cannot stop with the idea that the world is worthless because you'll just become depressed. But if you're told that there's another world beyond this fragmented world, beyond this world of opposites, there is another world called the real world or the happy dream, the forgiven world. And your goal is to exchange the fragmented world for the unified world. He's not taking us to there is no world yet because it's almost unfathomable. It's like telling a fish there's no water. It's like what what the fish is not going to really be very happy with that. There's no water, but what he's doing is he's really just teaching us. I'm not asking you to sacrifice anything. I'm just telling you there's a unified world, a forgiven world that you'll feel so happy with, and you don't feel happy with the fragmented world. So he's just saying, can we do a little exchange here? Can we just have a fair trade? You give me your fragmented world that has brought you nothing but trouble, and I'll hand you the Holy Spirit's happy dream in which you're in bliss. And Jesus is like, is that okay? Is that a fair trade? That's not a sacrifice. He says it's a good deal.
Yeah, I feel that this is the beautiful. Today we have a call with Nati. So I feel that is one of the parable of demonstration how we live with if it's no word because we start to make whatever thing but with different meaning. Is with a meaning to remember the truth, with a meaning to remember what is for Jesus. What do you want in this moment, Holy Spirit? How I need to do that? Now we are not going to grocery shopping. We are going to have holy encounters or whatever thing that is guiding for us, moment a moment. We could go to a restaurant, but we are going to the restaurant for have holy encounter, for remember Jesus, for remember God in our heart. So Nati, in the call that we have today with Nati shared with us that she's buying one luggage for came here to Strawberry, and she shared with us that she have many miracles. But all the moment was in the pray. What is my next step? Okay, I will go to this grocery. She went this store. She went to that store and say, no, it's not there. You need to come back and go and take the bus and go another way. So and she continued walk and take all the steps that she was listening to take. Even she said I have a huge problem in Santiago, a lot of people outside, problem for the bus, but she was in the state of mind, what I am here. I am the light to the world. So in that moment to say everyone, it's no problem, it's no problem. So try to connect with the different people that appear in her perception. And in some point, she listening, you need to go to that store. So she went to the store for buy this luggage, and she have a one beautiful and holy encounter with one Mendai seller in this store. And the beautiful thing that is he started to say, "Oh, you have a beautiful light. Oh, I could feel your energy. Where place you will go? To Mexico. I will come to Mexico with my friends. I'm so exciting." And he's, "How long time you will go to Mexico?" "I don't know. I am going to eternal time." So was, "Oh, I would like to listening more about you. We could take a coffee one day before to your travel." And she said, "Yes." They exchange the number, but it's only about that. So it's not is start to living not about any outcome in the world. Is okay how I discover me. So now we use the word not for try to building a better urpi. Now is for okay, Holy Spirit, I want feel you all the moment. How I could feel you to whatever thing that I need to do is like I start to have this habit to ask all the moment, to join with my companions, to pray together, to receive the guidance, how I could serve to you, how I could feel you. And I feel that in that way, only came miracles and miracles and miracles in the mind. And that is, for me, is the most close to the happy dreams, because in the moment it's like, we don't take care what need to happen or not happen. So in the moment we feel, yes, I only want feel you. I want discover what really mean love, but I don't know. And for that, I need you. I need you, Holy Spirit. So for discover that true love, I need to be surrendered to you and to let it go all the meaning that I made to the world. For you could teach me and you could guide me moment and moment. So I feel that that is a beautiful, exciting to this topic too.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny with all the love songs and love stories, and everybody's talking about love, 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 and the Beatles, all you need is love. And then Jesus says in the workbook, he says, there is no love but God's. Like,
Yeah.
you have no clue. You who believe in separation, you who are watching through a darkened glass, you who have fragmented perception, you who have unconscious guilt, don't know what love is. It's not what you think it is. And then he goes and says in his introduction to A Course in Miracles, this course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is far beyond what can be taught. It just aims at removing the obstacles to the awareness of love's presence. So how do you remove the obstacles? And I would say the whole point of A Course in Miracles is just to put you in touch with your internal teacher. Everyone has a higher self, an eternal teacher. They can call it whatever it wants. You can call it Jesus. You can call it Holy Spirit. You can call it higher self. Anything you want. You can call it God. But the thing about it is like once you really get in touch with your internal teacher, I mean, consistently, not maybe a bit here and there, but consistently in touch with the internal teacher, then your use with the work with the course is essentially over. And he says that, he says that this is the end of the lessons. Henceforth, listen to the voice for God that will guide you from here. He's basically saying, I want you to learn how to listen within very deeply, like I did, like Jesus is saying, like I did, and then you will experience miracles, like you're just describing with Nati, uh, going out in what seemed to be a chaotic city of Santiago, but finding your way to a luggage store, having holy encounters there, and even with the security guard, she said on the way out, where are you going? Mexico. Oh, have a beautiful trip. It was just all holy encounters because of the purpose in our mind.
Yeah.
And I think that is the key because in that lesson 132, where Jesus says there is no world, he starts it off by saying, what keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? So if our beliefs are convincing us that there is an actual world there going on and happening, and we can judge it as good, bad, right, wrong, it doesn't matter. He's basically saying you have to get in touch with those beliefs, and the Holy Spirit or the intuitive guide will guide you very practically, and that will help you get in touch with those beliefs and let them go. So I feel like that is huge, and that's really when we even talk about these events, it seems like a music festival, but it's so much more. It seems like a movie festival in Renovatio. It seems like our Zoom sessions are just sessions that have a start time and an end time. But I feel like it's really an invitation from Jesus to say, come down the rabbit hole with me and let me show you how wonderful the world really is when you don't judge it.
I feel that is completely powerful because this topic invite to us. Let it go the whole perception, the whole meaning that you put in the word. And in that way, it's like that you say, it's look like two events, but it's not about event. We are going to go deep in the mind. It's not about music. It's not. It's no. It's that is the backdrop. We are coming here for join and for pray together to say, okay, Holy Spirit, Jesus, show us moment a moment how this is for the best for the whole. How I need to connect, what music is coming for put in contact with other emotion, for continue let it go, for continue go more deep with you. So it's huge, but we need to came with this humble mind. I don't know what is for this, but I am completely open that you show me. And you use like strawberry, like grocery shopping, like go to buy one luggage for your purpose. So I feel that this is the exciting discover because it's not about judge something is good, something is bad. It's like everything, if it's used with the Holy Spirit, everything could help for remember the truth. And we could trust that He will use whatever thing for go more deep with Him. But it's like this surrender. It's moment a moment that is surrender, and I feel I'm completely exciting with the strawberry because we make many praise for that. It's we see that moment a moment is coming more collaboration. The 1st of January, no, in April, you will make one live with 3 more friends that they are in another community, but they feel exciting to collaborate. But in this moment, it's already the joy. It's that joyful to all the collaboration, that joyful that is coming for say, okay, use this event, the backdrop, for the connection. Use this event like a backdrop for the joy, for feel more your love moment and moment, for feel that you are guide me for this I'm doing. And I feel that this is the exciting things.
Yeah. It's an exciting way to live spontaneously,
Yes.
intuitively, where you're not actively trying to plan the day. Because if I'm going to plan the day, I first have to define the day. And Jesus is teaching us, stay with me in this moment and let me guide you and let me direct you. And even with that, he's saying, don't become obsessive with that. Just relax. don't don't try to be okay. I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to be obsessively focused on the moment. He's no. You don't do it with that. You just relax, and then it's more like Andy was describing, where he felt just like a flow, like uh, like a flow. And he was saying that for him was the feeling of living as if there is no world. And then when the ego comes back in, it wants to make it personal. It wants to start defining things. It wants to have future goals. Even future goals block the light because Jesus is saying, why not have present peace as your only goal? and and the ego hates that because the ego is like, oh, come on, we have to be practical. There's plenty of goals, but there's only goals because we have these beliefs and concepts, and we're just trying to feed the concepts with goals, future goals, and it's just not any fun to live that way. So I think it's giving yourself permission and allowance to try out the guidance. I always tell people everybody's under divine providence. Everybody is fully capable of hearing the guidance. In fact, it's the most natural experience there could ever be is guidance. But if your mind is addicted to time and planning and repetition and routines, then the mind is asleep and it doesn't want to make room for the present moment. And then it thinks that the present moment is like a threat, but it's not. It's not a threat at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that that is one of the beautiful thing is like to be very intuitive moment a moment and to be in this say, okay, Holy Spirit, what now I need to do? What is my next step? Even the next step could be silence, quiet, pray, okay? But it's not always you need to do something. It's like, what is the next? What is the next that you want for discover myself? So in that way, it's like Jesus started to change the whole world. And he started to say, how you thinking in this moment is so painful because you believe in attack defense. You believe in rejection. You believe in unworthy. You believe in different belief that the only feeling is painful. But now, through the guidance, I will show you one different world. But you need to trust 100% in me because that is the only way. Trust 100% in the Holy Spirit because the ego mind could enter in whatever moment and say, take care, this is no good, you need to change something, take care with this person, take care with this situation. But in that moment, it's like, no, it's like, for me, it's remember only to sing. I could see love or call to love, no more. And in that moment, it's okay. Please, I perceive something, some mistake outside to me. I think that something is wrong. I judge some situation, but now I want to see with your eyes. So in that moment is coming the surrender. And in that moment, the Holy Spirit could enter with us and he could guide us moment a moment and say, okay, I don't know, for me, it's like, I am a little girl and he loved me and take me and say me, no worry, my love. I am here with you. I am here for show the way. I am here for undoing this belief because your belief is the painful. The word is not a painful. It's the belief that you put in the word. But now, with me, we are undoing. And I will show you that really the perception that you have is a mistake. And in that moment, say, yes, it's like he showed us never happened any problem. The only problem is in my mind. The only problem is the meaning that I make to the word. So in that moment, when we start to working more and more with the Holy Spirit, we start to see we don't need to reject anything. So we are here for he guide us to love everything with him. But the love is through the forgiveness because this is the key. Forgive the world that I made, for he show us that really is no word, really is with him we could dance. With him, we could be like a little kids. Okay, go for this place. Okay, go to connect. Okay, go for a call. But it's like for open my heart. And in that moment, I start to recognize more and more in my heart. I remember that this word is not forget, because when I try to get something in the word, I feel painful. And in my unconscious mind is I am lack. I need something. And for that, Jesus show us, you need to give. You need to give. You need to extend. Because when you give, without thought, without judge, through my guidance, only you could feel the whole love in your heart. and you could feel me, and you could see me in all your brothers, in all your sisters. Because in that moment, Jesus teach us in the course, we only love when we remember that we are one mind. If not, if you see different people, different persons, it's not love. The real love is when we are remembered is the Christ, the mind Christ, that we are the only one. So in that moment he said, yes, yes, look it. This call is not with one person. This call is with me, and me is you, and we are one. We are one with God. And now I will use different calls, encounter, all the situation for remember that. And that is the beautiful, because through this way, he reinforces more and more in our heart that trust. And we start to discover, yes, how I was thinking before was chaos, complete chaos. But now with him is, yes, this is my joy. This is my happiness with him. And it's like, I want trust more in you. Even when I don't understand the word, I don't need to understand the word. I need to trust. In trust in the Holy Spirit, and he will show, he will guide me. And he is like, it's like, I don't know. Again, for me, is that he's my lover. Is that the lover is like the
Hmm.
extend that love, that care. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like the ego thinks in terms of persons, places, situations. They even have in the White House of the United States, where the president lives, they have a room called the Situation Room. And they go back to the Situation Room whenever there's a problem. Like they come to the president, we have a problem. We have a problem. And then they go to the Situation Room to find out more about the problem. And what Jesus is trying to teach us is that you think in terms of specifics, you think in terms of people, you think in terms of situations and events. They're all on a timeline. The persons, the situation, the events. And time itself is part of the trick. So uh, for many people, they will say, well, how do I go from that kind of thinking into stillness? Because stillness is so completely different. And Jesus is saying, yeah, that's why we have guidance. If there are plans to be made, you will be told of them. If there's something you're to think or say or do, you will be told. You will be given the guidance. It's the constructive use of this situational thinking that is the human condition. So to me, the guidance is always most practical. Every time we follow it, we feel so happy because it's just being given us as a way to still our minds, to escape this addictive situational thinking. And oftentimes people, when there's they call it an awkward silence because there's a fear of the silence, and then the ego tries to just throw words in on top of the silence to cover it over, as if there's a fear of that stillness. But when we're guided, we just like accept it. We go, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to buy some luggage today. Okay, what next? Where do I go? Okay, thank you. You know, it's just one thank you after the next when you flow with the guidance of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that is a beautiful, and I remember when I was traveling with Melly, that was one of the most powerful experience, because we went to for travel for South America without money, without agenda, we don't know any people, but was pray and connect moment a moment. Okay, Holy Spirit, what city we need to go? Okay, with who I need to connect? How many days we need to go? So, and trust, and every moment was about trust and trust and trust, and all encounter was amazing, like very orchestrated for the Holy Spirit. And I remember that one time when we went to Querétaro, I think one of our friend, our host, she said, I would like to spend more time with my daughter, but I don't know because since I am more in the course, she try to don't connect more with me because she have some judge with a course, and with Melly will feel for what we don't go for a dance with her, the four of us, and we invite. So we went the four of us, and she start, oh my god, and we start to talk even in this place. There was like one place for dance or for eat something, and in that moment we start to talk with her daughter, Marisela, with her daughter. And was completely amazing because she started to make more questions about the course. She started to feel interesting about the course. And even she said to Marisela, oh my God, I didn't thinking they are spiritual and they dance. So they learn and they are very joyful and they are very happy. I thinking that don't fit. I would like that she start to feel more exciting to know more about the Course of Miracle, and they start to feel more connected each other. So it's like for me to follow the guidance is always open whatever thing that I need is to thinking outside to the box. Always is that I don't know what it's for, but I am completely open that you show me because always when I follow you, the only thing that I feel in my heart is joy, is happy, is that connection with my brothers and sisters, is that happiness. So I feel that is the beautiful thing for follow the guidance. The follow the guidance is the best key that Jesus give to us. Is follow whatever the guidance that is coming through the Holy Spirit is the guidance for joy. Is the guidance for go out to this world. The guidance for remember that we are the love, we are the Christ, but we need to follow. And any situation is a mistake. So always for me is remember, if I give my life to the Holy Spirit and I only want to follow Him, for what I need to doubt that some situation is a mistake situation. So He will use the whole world for continue attract me to Him. So it's the attraction to the love for the love. So I need to trust in that, and for He need to clean in my mind. For feel more love in my heart, He need to clean all the false belief that I have. So in the moment is coming very deep. Trust is coming always. Is trust. He's hold me, trust, He's hold me. And that is the beautiful, is the guidance and trust they are very connected. They are very connected for go outside to the world and start to have more and more or happy dreams. That is like, okay, whatever thing that is happening in the world is no problem because I remember that this is a play game. I remember that this is only the backdrop, but now I am working for Jesus. So now I am here for forgive the world how I was thinking that is. And that is my function. My function is not to do anything in the world now. My function is work for Him. And I work with Him when I follow His guidance. And when I trust that He's cleaning my mind.
Yeah. Well, use the word work. Tomorrow I'm going to show a movie based on a true story of a woman named Anne Lee. And she values prayer. She values guidance. She values work. And she, I think if you ask her, she would say she's working for the Lord. She's working for Jesus. But when we talk about guidance, and you've been using the word the guidance, oftentimes people will say, well, I live in a family, or I go to a church, or I work in a job, or I'm in a partnership, and we don't agree. We just don't each agree with each other. In fact, that was almost the joke in all these 40 years I've worked with the Course. Uh, One of the big questions I would always get is, what if my guidance is different than your guidance? And it was a very sense of a personal guidance. And what we're starting to learn, we learn it in community, is when you have really open communication and you put everything out on the table and you have such a full, open-hearted communication, then the guidance makes itself obvious. And everybody is nodding that is their part of the process. Everybody's nodding. We don't sit and talk and talk and talk and talk and then take a vote. It just doesn't work that way. We just don't do that. That's the way governments work, but we don't work that way. We rely on pray, listen, and follow, and such high communication that the guidance makes itself known. It's like even if somebody says, I don't know about that, but I'm open to listen, and then just goes a moment more and goes, okay, I feel it now. And there's like a shared experience with the guidance. So that's going to be in the movie tomorrow because the woman who's the main character, she will follow her guidance, even though uh, her husband doesn't agree with her, even though there are a lot of people in society, and she's going to travel across from England to the United States. There are people that don't agree with her guidance, but we're really going to go deeply into the practicality of this guidance. And I do feel we were going to open it up too for questions and answers tonight, because when we open it up, oftentimes people say, well, here's my situation, or here's my struggle, or here's my challenge. And and that's okay to start there, but we do come back into a state of mind in which there are no problems. And that is the state of mind from which the guidance comes, from a state of stillness, from a state of clarity, from a state of joy, from a state of no agenda, no attachment. It's just sometimes it's even surprising. We were on a call and all of a sudden, boom, the guidance lands, and the looks on everyone's faces, sometimes on all of our faces, is a look of like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And yet, that is what is so helpful and so essential. So it feels like that's one big topic among others, but we want to keep this practical. There is no world, and we need to be guided, or the first part won't mean anything to us.
Yeah. And I don't know if you feel start with a Q&A.
Yeah, I think if we can, Kristen can be like our moderator and
Yeah.
and see if people want to raise their hands, because we're praying to be shown a state of mind of complete acceptance, of complete wholeness, of complete stillness. And we have to start with whatever we believe in. So that feels really good. We can kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah. And I saw that Beatriz Santa Maria wrote something too.
Oh, we have a
You
written.
can know more. You know more, Kristen, than me.
I don't see anything in the form yet, but I do believe the form has been shared with Beatrice. I see you there, Beatrice. But we also have Bridget's hand up here, and I could just share a reminder after that glorious heart-opening setup. Thank you both so much. That yes, if you'd like to share, oh, there's Beatrice with her hand raised. We'll get you in there, Beatrice. Yeah, please just stay close to the heart of what you'd like to share. That just helps us all stay very, very in the moment with what's happening. It keeps it feeling very alive. And also, we will have simultaneous translation, but if you speak Spanish, we will have Deborah come out of, we call it the booth, and she will do some consecutive. So just to keep in mind to allow for pauses for the translation. But I think we can start with Bridget now. I see your hand there, Bridget. Welcome.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. This is really fantastic. And I particularly loved what Andy was speaking about. I am a business owner and I go to the gym.
You can relate.
But recently, maybe 2 weeks ago or a little bit less, I had this experience where I was just sitting on my couch and there was the experience of, I would say, I could experientially know that I'm not the one speaking and I'm not the one moving the body. And, I went and I walked into the kitchen and I was making some food. And then I said a thought came in my head, oh, I have to go to Trader Joe's to get this Valencia peanut butter. And I started laughing hysterically because I was like, what is that? I don't even know what that means. like it had no meaning whatsoever. Like there was I'm not even the feeling was, I have no idea what is going to come out of this mouth next. It's not it's really felt scripted. The word scripted was really prominent. Like I didn't have any control. And I guess we don't have any control of what's actually coming out of this mouth or through this head or moving the body. And it was the most beautiful feeling because I could see the forgiveness or the innocence, because without that control, without the feeling of it's me doing these things or thinking these things, then there's complete innocence. There's no, well, it's not your fault. Nothing you do is your fault. There's like no fault, and nothing that anybody else does is their fault. It's like complete wipeout of any guilt, shame, or blame. It's just like the blanket just like lifted off the world. And when we're saying that there is no world, it's kind of like it wasn't the experience of there is no world, but there was very, very much a feeling of there is a different world, a completely different world. Like the perception or the perspective that reality, I'm going to call it, that really is the truth is so vastly different. And it's not, and I could see that it's not something that I did, and which is what I had always thought, like, oh, I'm seeking, I'm going to read this and I'm going to attend this workshop, So it was something that I always thought that I was in control of. But I could really see that I'm not the one doing it. It's given. It is truly given by Spirit. The only thing that, the only thing we really need to do, I believe from this experience, is only turn to Him, only turn to Spirit in every single moment, because we don't know anything. And the guidance guides us to this perspective. It doesn't necessarily guide me somewhere or guide me to do something, but it guides me into a different viewing or experience of the world, which it was just so opening. And the funny part is I'm starting to think about like retiring and stuff like that for my business. And every year I always say, I'm going to retire. I got to quit this business. I got to quit. And so this year, because I've been so involved and, really studying the course, I thought for sure I'm winding down. And then after this experience, suddenly, like the day after, I'm given this huge work assignment, like bigger than something that I would imagine. But yet it was like a different person doing it, I would say. It's a different perspective doing it. It doesn't have the same. So I think it was given as the backdrop to see that you can actually even work this way. You don't even have to, for me, it's not even about that I would have to give up working or give up doing something, but rather it's going to be given to you to see something completely different, no matter what's appearing. Anything can happen. Anything could appear. It does not matter whatsoever, because this perspective is so different. that you don't care what you're doing in a way, or even if it's a lot of work, you'll just do it. It's like that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that because there is no world. Sometimes as someone who is really seeking in the world to find peace, this being given it is it's just so different. And to know that you're not the one who has to go doing it, I think is so key, because it can be really frustrating and very depressing when you're feeling like hell and you're going through all, your emotions. But just the surrender or turning to spirit only for the guidance of a new perception or perspective is just helped me so much. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for sharing that. It's like you're just giving everyone permission and saying, as a former business owner, now I can afford to watch, and I'm not the doer. And that's delightful because everyone can relate to that. There's had a moment where it's like you're just watching. You're just watching, and that's so beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, Bridget. Beautiful. Okay, well, we have Beatrice next.
Hola, buenas noches. Hola, sí, en español voy a hablar. Buenas
Okay,
noches.
uno momento, por favor. We'll get Deborah. Practicing my Spanish.
Very good Spanish, Kirsten.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Okay, yeah, great.
Bueno, mi pregunta es la siguiente. No quiero hacerlo rápido para no ocupar mucho tiempo.
Well, my question is the next one. I want to do it very fast so I don't take much time.
Ok. Yo en este momento pues vengo teniendo una situación en el trabajo con una compañera que me está entrenando en un cargo nuevo.
So I'm being trained in a new job with a friend that she's training me.
Ok, ella de repente se le vienen como la parte egoica de ella.
So her ego comes up usually.
Exacto, entonces yo siempre desde que me acuesto hasta todo el día estoy con la oración de la página 30. Estoy aquí únicamente para ser útil.
So all the time I'm praying this prayer. I'm here only to be truly helpful.
Y toda la oración. El caso es que yo llego a mi trabajo y ella está bien y de repente se le pone el ego, o sea, se convierte.
So I'm praying all the time this prayer, but as soon as I see her in the job, I see that her ego is coming up.
Ok. Puedo, de acuerdo a lo que yo pues entiendo, son mis cosas que las estoy proyectando en ella. Entonces yo quiero como sanar lo que haya que sanar. ¿Cierto?
So according to my understanding, I am projecting wherever it's happening. She's reflecting to me, so I want to heal.
Ok. Pero, por ejemplo, mi hija me dice, no sé cómo te la soportas, ya deberías haber ido a pedir cambio de entrenadora.
And my daughter, she used to tell me, like, I don't know how you can handle her. I will ask for a change.
Ok, mi pregunta es, o sea, yo hago mi trabajo, la lleno de luz, hago mis lecciones, hago las prácticas, me funciona, siento que me funciona, porque aparecen como muchas cosas y como que suaviza y se alinean la situación.
So my question is, I do the prayers, I send her light, and things seems to soften up.
y no quiero como estar yendo a un supervisor como que como que siento que es inmadurez yo hacer eso y quiero seguir como tratando de que las cosas terminen felices entre las dos.
So I don't want to go to the overseer and ask him for a change because I think that's immature from my part. So I want to actually heal this.
Y me gustaría saber como que me dieras como una luz, como cuánto uno puede, o sea, cuando uno sabe que la situación ocurrió el milagro y todo quedó como en paz y no tengo que estar como en batalla con la otra persona.
So I just want to know when can I know for sure that I am in the miracle and I don't have to fight all of this.
And that's beautiful. It's like if we just remember that Jesus is helping us with our mind training, and that every single situation is just an opportunity for mind training, then the more we can focus on that and remember that, we tune in intuitively to what is most helpful with what is right before me. So for me, Jesus said, I'm going to take you traveling and I'm going to take you all over the place. You're going to be in people's houses. You're going to be with people a lot, many different people. And you're going to practice listening to the inner guidance and not judging. So he took me and traveling and I practiced and practiced. And then he said, okay, we're going to up your training now. We're going to go for more mind training. I said, okay, what do I have to climb Mount Everest or what do you want me to do for the more mind training? He said, I want you to live with 2 cats. And you will notice that the cats are never wrong. The cats are never wrong. And everything is just for your mind training. When they want to be fed, it's part of your mind training. When they want to go outside, that's part of your mind training. When they want to come back inside, that is part of your mind training. And he said, the cats don't have egos. There's only one ego. And whenever you bump up against anything or anyone that you judge or that you dislike, then that is your moment for coming back to the Holy Spirit. Because remember, Jesus says, never correct a brother, do not confound him, do not question him. And that's the way it was with the cats. No, don't try to correct us. That's not possible. Don't try to confound or question us. Don't question our motives. No. And you start to realize that it's all for coming into a state of inner flow, intuitive guidance, and an acceptance, pure acceptance, where you don't even give your mind over to the idea that your supervisor has an ego. Because as soon as you give into that thought, you're gone. you, you can't succeed in the mind training as soon as the cats have egos, as soon as the supervisor has an ego, because then it's a personal training. It's the supervisor training Beatrice, and the ego is like, ooh, it's going to be juicy, because the mind training isn't between people; it's mind training.
Yeah, for me it's coming. Yeah, I feel that this is beautiful. And how I say, David, is always for my mind, because as soon as I try to correct or change something in the world, or the ego is outside me, I am good. I am good. I am the victim to the world. The other person need to change because I am good. is his problem. It's not my problem. Or her problem. It's not my problem. It's coming to my mind my mother, because she had Alzheimer. And for me, it was huge training, beautiful training, more than huge, beautiful training, because it's like I could not correct her, because even if I correct her, 5 minutes after, she forgot. But it's all the moment is, okay, this is for my mind, because even if I would like change her, I could not change her. I need to come back to my mind. So I remember that the last time that I went to Lima, she started to hide my clothes. So in the first moment, I started to feel angry with her. To say, but even and I said, "Where is my clothes? I was put here. Where is me? No, I don't take anything to you." Okay, so and even I went with my aunt say me the same thing. Your mother always hide the thing. So it's all the ego projection to continue believe that some mistake is outside to me. So today, yes, I have the reason. My mother hide my clothes. For that, I need to be hungry with her. But say, okay, so I go deep in my mind, say no. So this is for flow. This is the situation now. So if I need to pray, to be very intuitive, how I need to handle this thing, because it's not about change her. And that when you share about your daughter, it's even my daughter say me reinforce this belief in my mind. In my case, my aunt reinforcing my mind that belief, but saying even is all the world will reinforce in my mind the misperception. But again, it's coming to my mind. I only could see love and call to love. So if no, is one opportunity for go more deep and forgive. If is I continually perceive the same thing, is because I need to go more deep in the healing, because I have some resistance or something more deep for God with the Holy Spirit. So yeah, for me was that experience with my mother. The way for pray and go deep. Yes.
Did you have a follow-up? Did you have a follow-up question?
No, veo que debo ir más profundo con los niveles de la mente.
Yeah, I only see that I just need to go deeper with the levels of mind.
Sí, no quiero irme así como, ay, me voy, dejo, no, porque entonces me va a venir otra experiencia y quizás más peor. Así que mejor voy trabajando esta con amor.
Yeah, I just don't want to give up, because then another experience is going to come up. So I just want to go towards this with love.
Oh, beautiful.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Sí,
Lots of love.
baby.
That's sweet. Yeah, that when we practice, seek not to change the world, seek to change your mind about the world, that's a whole new perspective on mind training. It just takes us into, like with Bridget, the perspective that is the lesson. The lesson is the perspective. And yet when we try to see it in a personal way, we don't see the lesson, because the lesson is in the perspective. So thank you, Beatrice.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Yeah, thank you, Beatrice. What a perfect question for this evening and our theme. Just really brings it in a deep way. Well, I don't see any questions in our form yet, but I thought I saw Elle in our chat was looking for the form. Elle, did you want to write it in, or maybe would you just like to share? Hang on one moment, I will unmute you. There you go. Now you're unmuted.
I was asking because Rhett was looking for it, and I was trying to help him out. So, and they answered me in the chat that the form is already in there. And can that form be used throughout the weekend or just at that session?
You betcha. All weekend.
Good. Thank you.
Submit those questions, yes. Yeah, I feel like this is such a deep topic because it focuses everything on the mind training and it takes the mind away from the pursuit of idols. When we're looking for something to change in the world, what we're trying to do is escape from one idol into another, one situation into a better situation, one relationship into a better relationship. And what it does is we don't see that we're just trying to shift the idols instead of trying to drop back into the perspective of forgiveness, in which there's no problems, in which it's just a blissful state of watching the world. Ah, Andrea, I see. Andrea Lopez.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola.
Hi.
Bueno, yo quería, no sé, preguntar, compartir algo que que estoy viviendo actualmente.
Yes, I want to share something that I'm living in this moment.
Tiempo atrás había sentido mucho enojo y todo
I've
me
been
molestaba y me incomodaba.
Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of anger a while ago, and everything was bothering me.
Y parece que eso ya se ha suavizado.
And it seems that has been softened.
Solo que ahora me doy cuenta que en el fondo, hay un llamado al amor muy fuerte.
But now I'm realizing that there's a deep calling deep down. There's a deep calling.
Porque siento que hay mucho miedo que se está constantemente elevando en diferentes temas en mi vida.
I can see that there's a lot of fear that is coming up to the surface related to different topics in my life.
Y es tan fuerte el miedo que se eleva que de pronto se refleja en el cuerpo y me enfermo.
And the fear is so strong that when it comes out, it gets reflected in the body, and I get sick.
Y hace un par de días que me sentía así, estaba muy incómoda, muy desesperada, porque no quiero que si me perturba o hay un miedo, se refleje en el cuerpo.
And a couple of days I was feeling very uncomfortable because I don't want to see that if something disturbs me, gets reflected into the body.
Y próximamente voy a viajar, voy a visitar a mis hijos en Europa en julio.
And the next time I'm going to visit my sons in June.
July.
July.
No importa, es que ha sido todo un proceso porque ya he ido muchas veces de viaje por mi pareja que vive en Portugal, pero ahora tengo un miedo como si nunca hubiera viajado y no sé por qué.
And it's quite a process because I have been traveling a lot because my partner lives in Europe, but now I feel like I have a fear, like I have never traveled before.
Miedos como claustrofobia, estar sola, esta vez voy sola de un país a otro, mi hija vive en Alemania, mi hijo en Londres y voy a estar en contacto con el papá porque es la graduación de mi hijo de la universidad.
So there's a lot of fear coming up. I feel that I'm gonna be alone, or there's like claustrophobia, and I'm also gonna meet the dad of my children. So yeah, there's a lot of fear around many things.
Y bueno, no sé cómo, si estoy orando, entregando y solo me doy cuenta que hay una llamado al amor a mí, en mi interior, no. Eso es todo. No sé, podría decir más cosas, pero ahora está bien así.
I don't know what else to say, but I can just notice that there's a deep call for love deep down inside me.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like once we start to see how difficult repression and denial is by blocking the light, then you start to feel that you want to heal above all else. And in order to heal, the repressed and denied darkness has to come up, sometimes as a symptom in your body, sometimes as a feeling. It may be a phobia, a fear of traveling. But actually you are actively asking to heal. And you're asking to say, I need to see what I did not want to see before. I want to see it now. I want to see it and I want to release it. So it's the ego that's just judging things. Your life is falling apart. You had it together before, but now you don't have it together. You see how the ego is trying to paint it as something wrong, going wrong. But actually, it's showing it's part of your maturity. Like you're okay. I'm ready to face some fears. I'm willing to face some anger. I'm willing to go with the spirit and come out of this ego false comfort zone that I tried to build. And I want to let it up and I want to let it out and let it go. So I see that it's like a progress. We never have anything happen to us until we're ready for it. Like Urpi was saying with her mother with Alzheimer's, she had to be ready to travel down there and have her clothes disappear. Where are my underwear? They're gone. Where are my socks? They're gone. And her mother going, I know nothing, of any of it. You have to be prepared for that because if you're not ready for that, you feel like you go crazy, like you need to be in the mental institution. But I feel like every step you've taken, and you've taken so many steps, Andrea, and you've worked at this so diligently for so long. You've really put such a conscious effort in for years. And now you are ready to allow some of these fears to come up. And you are ready to let them go. That's why you're letting them up, because there's always a miracle on the other side of the fear coming up. There's a miracle there ready to come through. And when we were talking with Nati today, the connection kept breaking, and then it would come back, and she would be laughing and continuing on with her parables. But it was more like she's ready to come to Mexico, and she's ready to take whatever steps, even though she's never traveled outside the country. People around her were just saying, "Where are you going to? Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, it's a beautiful trip." And the symbols and the support will come up under you when you go to visit your sons, or you have your ex-husband, or those kind of situations. You're mature enough now. You're ready enough to have it be a miracle, to have your whole perception shift into that perspective where you can just witness the whole thing in joy. And you have that strength. You have such a strength in you, and now that strength is ready to come up and come through.
Yeah. My feeling is that you are going deeper, 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 and that is the beautiful. So, and I said all my love to you. Mm.
Thank you, Andrea. I hope you can see everyone else sending all of their love to you. Room is lighting up through beautiful sharing. Oh. Well, we have a question in our form now. Feels very beautiful. From Carolina Campos from Mexico. And she writes, "Hello, everyone. Let me share a little background. A few months ago, I felt compelled to close my business. Since then, my prayer has been to be shown how I can be of service to the Holy Spirit. I long to serve Him. I've been dreaming a lot about a childhood friend, and when I inquired about her, I learned she was in prison. I felt a strong urge to visit her. Jesus made that encounter so powerful, magical, loving, and gentle. The admission process was very easy, the guards were very kind, and I was able to hug my friend and her baby. The first thing she said to me, with sadness in her eyes, was, 'I've done things wrong.' I felt compelled to tell her that nothing means anything, and that I'm not there to judge, but to share from a place of love. I told her about the course, and she wants to learn about it. I felt compelled to bring her the book, and my question is, how can I be ready to share the course with her? I'm afraid of failing, but I want to share it."
Well, it feels like you're just in a position now, Carolina, to really be used uh, as in many ways, including to be a messenger. And you did that. You followed the guidance, and you went in and you met with her, and even just giving her the course, making her aware of it, that is such a beautiful step of surrendered allowance to just let the Spirit use you in the most glorious way. And I find too that the only temptation that can really stand in the way is when we follow the guidance and then we look back on something. Because when we look back on it, we're judging it just by looking back on the situation. So it feels like you're in the place now where you're just learning to pray and listen and follow as you're guided, and then to let go of all interpretations of how did I do or how did it go, those kind of common habits where we look back. And Jesus is helping you just break that habit and just to listen, follow, and trust, and then go forward. And then the next assignment will come, and you'll say, yes, and off you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Very beautiful, Carolina. Thank you. Okay, well, we have another hand up. We have Tamara there. We could go to her next. That feels good.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I resonate with everything what was shared this morning, evening time. And I was even thinking of right now, a friend of mine, recent sharing, best friend, school time was teaching me to steal things. Luckily, she's not in the prison. So grateful for the spirit. And what I actually wanted to share, this is exactly about impersonality of ego, mind. Like we talked during revivals a lot about that guidance is not personal, that it's for the whole world, and all questions here shared, it's everything for me and for each and every one of us. And the experience I have made recently that, like Beatrice and Birgit were sharing, when we think we are triggered, it's not, or like Urpi's mother, it's not her, it's not mother, it's not friend, it's not my boss, triggering or being in ego. And it's also not me, because David, Urpi, everybody, I used to blame myself. You need to go deeper. Yeah, you haven't got that. You need to. No. We are Christ. We are here now. We are innocent, and this is only ego mind, which is also not personal. And I'm so grateful for being shown that it's about none of us. And of course, ego mind is resisting this curriculum. Like, ego mind doesn't want light. It wants to perpetuate whatever we are doing here, suffering and anger and attack and disappointment and blaming each other. But no, we can stop, and we need to stop. And it's not about me needing to go deeper, or my boss stop triggering me. It's just complete letting go of ego mind, which I want to lay aside. This is my prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamara. We join you in that. That's for the whole universe, that prayer. It's beautiful. Thank you. We love you. Send our love.
Thank you. Okay, well, we've got one final question in our form from Julia. Julia from Brazil. Julia Bosselman from Brazil. And she writes, "Good evening, everyone. For some months now, I've been feeling a deep sense of wrongdoing in my relationships with the people around me. Before, I was a very extroverted person and I talked about everything I was going through and feeling with everyone. And lately, I'm experiencing the complete opposite. I've been silencing myself and sharing very little with people. And this generates a very strong guilt because it seems like I'm doing something wrong. Every day I experience this feeling of wrongdoing. My prayer, which is alive in my heart, is to be an instrument of truth beyond personality and affections, and to go towards God and see and feel God in everything and everyone. It seems very much like something is wrong, and a very strong feeling of loss is coming over me. It seems like I don't know what's happening, and it seems like I'm lost. Could you shed some light on this situation?"
Oh, thank you, Julia. That's beautiful. It feels like we are always undoing the belief in lack and the belief in loss. And the ego made up a world where we would look outside of ourselves, meaning to our body and to other bodies, to find worth. It's like an external pursuit of worth. And Urpi and I have been reading and rereading that section, "Seek not outside yourself, for it will fail, and you will weep each time an idol falls." So it's what we're seeing on the spiritual journey is you've made your prayer, to go towards God, to see and feel God in everything and everyone. And it's a beautiful prayer. That's a beautiful prayer in your heart. And what the Spirit is showing is the sense that when we speak out, like extroverts do a lot, and just share, we don't filter, we don't censor. If we're still looking for a reaction or looking for a response in some way, it's showing us, still am I looking outside myself? Why do people's opinions matter to me? Why does what they say matter to me? And what you're describing is how you've gone from extroverted to more of a fear and coming inside uh, of like a feeling of I don't want to be wrong again. I don't want to be judged again. But the whole system of judgment of the ego doesn't care if you blame other people or you blame yourself as a person. It's still looking to put the blame onto the form, onto the externals. So this is something that we talk about. I mean, our community has two guidelines, and that's no people pleasing and no private thoughts. And just the practice of those guidelines brings so much to the surface that oftentimes there's tears or there's emotions that come with that, but it's just accepted as this is the process of the healing. And I think you set the prayer, and now you just have to keep the prayer. You have to keep the prayer on what you really want to go towards God, to see and feel God in everything and in everyone. You need to stay with that prayer. You have to put all of your faith and strength in that prayer and not be distracted when these unconscious feelings come up into awareness, because that's the ego's plan, is to distract you away from the prayer of your heart. And maybe, Urpa, you've got some things too you could share with this one. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I feel that is very deep. That for the last thing that you say, to keep the pray, I feel that this is the key for everything. It's like always the Holy Spirit listen or pray, all or pray. So it's like, and He know how take us in the point or level, I don't know how to say that, in the level that our mind is in this moment, and He will show us. So I feel that is a beautiful, is keep the pray very stronger in our heart. Please show me, guide me, and follow me, and guide me, for I could follow you. So, and I feel that in the moment is coming the answer. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything in the world is dismantling as we
Yes.
come to wholeness. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that was a beautiful opening session.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. Mm.
Feels like a powerful start to our weekend. It's very beautiful.